Is there something about the phenomena of Conor McGregor that is unique? What is it that is happening?
Well, you're never going to see another one like him, right? Because he's a unique person. He's literally being himself.
Conor's a real divider. You know, some people will love it and some people will hate it.
That's one of the reasons why Conor's so fucking huge. It's not just his results. It's all the other things that come along with it. It's the excitement that he generates, the shit talking, the who the fuck is that guy? Like that kind of shit, that's a big part of who he is.
That's what Conor likes. The more outside of the lines, the more unlikely it is that anybody else could duplicate. That's what really gets him going.
Because he's a great fighter and because of his personality, he now is becoming like the hardest ticket. I mean, his fight will be sold out everywhere and he will have the highest viewership.
There's no talent here. This is hard work. This is an obsession. Talent does not exist. We are all equals as human beings. You could be anyone if you put in the time. You will reach the top, and that's that. So, I am not talented, I am obsessed.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 46 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, the Notorious Conor McGregor!
I don't just knock them out, I pick the rounds. You can call me Mystic Max because I predict these things.
I knew I was going to be the person to bring martial arts to the public eye. The gold belts, the 2 gold belts. I was a 2-weight world champion in the previous organization. Now I'm on the big stage at the UFC. I want that featherweight belt and I want that lightweight belt. They all think it's fun and games. I'm not playing here. And now it's time. Now we have a location. Now Jose is next in line and he will be the next one to learn that it's not all talk and it's no joke. Tell Jose I'm coming.
Aldo's rib is too painful and he will not be fighting. So Chad Mendes now will fight Conor McGregor for the interim belt.
An opponent change does not matter. Essentially, the opponent is an illusion in there. It's you versus you. So it does not matter who's across from me July 11th. I will charge forward, I will put the pressure on, and I will get the victory.
It's so good to get in there and punch a hole through Conor McGregor's face and just dismantle this dude and take his head off. And if I don't do that, I'm going to put him on his back and make it one hell of a night for him.
Chad Mendes, the most takedowns in UFC and WEC featherweight history with his first of the night.
I'm going to put Conor McGregor in my back pocket for now and keep him there until it's time to whip his ass.
He can talk all he wants, but you know, face to face, man to man, they crumble, and every time I face against one of these individuals, they break. So he will be no different.
Oh, big shot by McGregor. Look at the clock closely.
When featherweights get hit by me, it's a whole different ballgame. And then the precision with the left hand. Nobody can take that left hand shot. It's as simple as that. Everyone breaks.
10 seconds. Oh, he's out. Could he finish him here? It's all over! Conor McGregor is the UFC interim featherweight champion!
That's the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it.
I mean, the guy's tough. I mean, hands down, the guy's got the talk to back it up.
I said it last year. We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
This now sets up a fight with Jose Aldo that will be easily the biggest fight in the history of the UFC.
I shook his hand, I embraced him, I gave him a little cuddle, I told him everything's gonna be A-okay. It will be over before you know it. Just please show up December 12th. So I don't want to scare him anymore, he's petrified. He went running before. So now I'm going to take the opposite approach, cuddle him, look after him, whisper sweet nothings, tell him it's going to be all right, it will be over quick. And hopefully get him into that octagon December 12th and then end his career. The very first face-off we had in his hometown in Rio de Janeiro in front of all his fans, I looked him dead in the eye. I spoke his native tongue and told him he will die. I could see it in his eyes that he broke there and then. That's the difference between me and Jose. That's what fear does to you.
I was preparing for victory, he was preparing for defeat. You cannot run from your mind, you cannot run from something that you were afraid of. You must face it head on, so now I'm coming for him again.
Otario, Otario! You know what that means? Pussy.
I own this town. I own Rio de Janeiro. So for him to say he is the king and I am the joker, and this was a different time, I would invade his favela on horseback and kill anyone that was not fit to whoop. But we are in a new time, so I'll whoop his ass in July.
When we stared down, I felt his right hand was twitching a little bit, which was a subtle tell for me. He is ready to unload that right hand, but I feel that could be a downfall for him if he lets that right hand go. I will not be there. I simply enter the way I enter, and that is enough. They either overextend or they shrink away, but either way is not good for them. I will create traps and dead space inside that octagon all over the place, and I will walk him into it like a zombie. That is what I plan to do with Jose. I plan to set him up, trap him, lead him into dead space, lead him where he feels he is safe, but all of a sudden it's a trap and he is in big danger.
There was so much hype behind it. It was a guy where like, how good is this guy? Is this guy really the next big thing? Or is he gonna fall apart when he meets a real champion like Aldo? When Aldo was the fucking man. I mean, he was the man. He was smashing everybody for years.
Unbeaten for over a decade. The best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. The only UFC undisputed featherweight champion. 25-1. Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo. Conor McGregor. The most highly anticipated featherweight fight of all time. Here we go. Green trunks for the southpaw, the notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr.
Conor relaxed, smiling.
Oh! Just left right there! Conor McGregor is the new UFC featherweight champion of the world!
Oh! Unbelievable! The first punch he threw!
Honestly, I feel for Jose. He was a phenomenal champion. We deserve to go a little bit longer, but I still feel at the end of the day, precision beats power. And timing beats speed all day of the week, so it would have happened sooner or later, but these are fundamentals.
I cannot hate the man that has the same dreams as me. And, I have no emotion to them at the end of the day. I am on my journey. I have nothing but respect for these competitors. Make no mistake, I am cocky in prediction. I am confident in preparation, but I am always humble in victory or defeat.
Did you know you were destined for greatness?
I was always one of those guys, yeah.
Oh, I can believe
yeah, I'm sure
100%.
I think that if you can see it here and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. So I see these shots, I see these sequences, and I don't shy away from them. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. You truly believe in it. If you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction and it will become reality. I knew he would overextend, and I knew I'd catch him. So, Mystic Max strikes again.
I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration. When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties. We're rich, babe.
He's never going to not be him. That's the side of his personality, and it's a dividing line, and my parents are not mad about it, but kids in my gym love it. It's just one of those. It's just one of those things. Conor's never not going to do that. That's like in Dublin, where he's from. There was always that guy in the class that was just sharp wit, that had the quick reply. And from the moment I met him, he was just that guy that's like, you can't make a tiny mistake around him. He make you feel stupid very quick, Yeah, I've been on the end of it.
Yeah.
But I remember that guy in school as well, and it just happens that he has a, lethal left hand on top of that.
Yeah.
And then he has the look, and he's just an unusual package that it all came together. So.
People are always saying about the talk, and I talk, and I talk, and I talk, but guess fucking what? I back it up! I back it up!
I appreciate loudmouths. They can directly shine a mirror in your face that reflects your own ego, and of course create a lot of reactions with people. But if you get over that, you understand that he's a risk taker. Loudmouths are putting it out there and taking huge risks.
Is what is, and that's just natural for him to do as well. It's not an act. It's not, when he's sparring, like him and Artem are best of friends, and every single spar, they shit talk each other. Oh, you're shit today. You're not on form today, and people listen to that and like, they hate each other, and then it's big smiles at the end of it. It's just part of the game for him. It's part. He enjoys it. It's a bit of fun. Even the fans will see through it very quick as well. The fans can see when someone is genuinely doing something and doing it as an act.
You're going to see a bunch of people try to mimic that. And in a sense, he's sort of mimicked the people that came before him, like the Chael Sonnens and the Muhammad Alis and the people that were really good at talking shit. The difference is that what Conor's been able to do, he's the first guy in the UFC that's been able to do that, that's had spectacular results. I tweeted to him in 2013 or 14, I forget what it was, when he had won a big fight in the UK. And I said, congratulations on an amazing performance. I really hope to see you in the UFC someday. That was like 4 years ago.
Oh my God.
At the most. So in 4 years, he's gone from being this unknown fighter that only like the really hardcore fanatics like myself knew about, to him being this worldwide phenomenon. He's the biggest combat sport athlete, not just of today, ever. There's no one like him. No one like him. No one that has the kind of popularity that he has. I mean, this fucking guy has thousands and thousands of people fly from Ireland to Vegas every time he fights. The weigh-ins, it seems like you're in Dublin. I mean, it's fucking crazy, man. When you look out, when I interview him at the weigh-ins in the UFC in Vegas, you look out, you see nothing but Irish flags. You see people screaming and cheering and singing.
It's not trash talk to me, although it has, in a way, become that. I look at the opponent. Know yourself to know others. That's a Bruce Lee quote. If you truly know yourself, you can know others. So I know what way I feel. I know what way that man feels. I know what I can say to push his buttons. I know what he's thinking. I know what he's afraid of. I know his worries, and I put them under the spotlight. I put them out there.
Yeah.
I get them thinking about it.
Yes.
I made a Jose Aldo an undefeated champion. He was 28 years of age at the time. I made him feel like he was an old man, but he was 28 years of age. I went in, I told him what shot I was going to knock him out, and I knocked him out with that shot. It's all psychological, to be honest. You've got to be able to control your breathing and control your emotions in there. Again, like I said, sometimes I've been up and down on it.
Sure, of course.
Sometimes I've riled up too much to it, and I'm only young, Tony, I'm still learning the game.
Yeah.
And I don't claim to know it all, but what I do know, I know it damn well, and I'm continuing to learn and continuing to push on, and that's where I'm at now, so.
Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. I'm gonna fight your fucking ass. You know what's the real fight, what's the real money fight is me.
Dude, this is how badass Conor McGregor is.
3 fighters called him out.
3 dudes.
3 fighters. 3.
And you see his reply? Get on your knees and bang.
He's standing in front of a convertible Rolls Royce. So gangster. I love it. He's so gangster.
That's the fight. That's the fight, though. Diaz is the fight.
Conor McGregor was scheduled to fight lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos March 5th in Vegas until dos Anjos withdrew from the bout this morning with a foot injury.
What are you gonna do, kid? What are you gonna do? You'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing.
But the line to fight McGregor, the reigning featherweight champion, is a long one. And joining us now with breaking news, UFC President Dana White. All right, Dana, the show will go on. So, who is McGregor going to fight?
He will fight Nate Diaz. Conor McGregor has the 145-pound title. He was moving up to 155 pounds to take in Dos Anjos' title. This fight between him and Nate Diaz will be at 170 pounds. It will be a welterweight fight, which is 2 weight classes above where Conor McGregor won his title.
He has a bully mentality until a real man shows up. Like Mike Tyson said, he's scared of the real man.
John Andy, fuck you. How about that?
But he's talked a lot previous, said he was going to do this and going to do that. Now we're up here, we're doing this, and he is saying absolutely nothing. He's sitting in a little shell. So let's see what he's got. Dance for me, Nate. Dance for me. And don't look me in the eye when you dance.
He don't believe his prediction.
I believe I'm gonna bounce your head off the canvas.
You don't believe it? Those you beat, they believed it. You don't even believe that. You hope.
Yeah, we'll see.
You hope.
We'll see.
You better hope.
You knocked out midgets.
I'm a lion in there, and I'm gonna eat you alive. Your little gazelle friends are gonna be staring through the cage, looking at you, getting your carcass getting eaten alive, and they can do nothing. All they're gonna do is say,
no,
we're never gonna cross this river again.
The very few fighters that are wild enough to say, I don't care who I fight. Someone falls out, give me whoever is available. Give me whoever will take it. And to be able to do that in the main event of a huge MMA card like Conor McGregor did, it takes a very daring and crazy individual. And that's what Conor McGregor is.
This man, the notorious Conor McGregor, may very well be, Joe, not just fighting, the biggest star in the world today. Here we go!
I never engage in a feeling out process. I march my opponent down, I back him up against the fence, and I tee off on him. No one has ever backed him up against the fence the way I did, or marched him around the octagon the way I did. Usually people tip and run against the Diaz brothers, but I marched forward, put his back against the fence, and began teeing off on him. So that was the beginning of the fight.
Conor the aggressor here early.
That Conor McGregor delivers. He throws with excellent precision, his speed is blinding, and his power at 145 pounds is extraordinary.
It's hard for a 145-pound guy. You know, I didn't think he hit like no Superman or anything. He hit as hard as I figured he would probably hit.
But Nate Diaz is not a 145-pounder. He's a natural lightweight who has competed as a welterweight, and he's a bigger man. And he absorbed those shots, he got through that first round, and Conor McGregor was tired.
I was simply fatigued. My lactate was through the roof, and I couldn't flush it out. And I was drowning in there.
As time was gonna go on, I felt like it was gonna just get better for me, but it just flopped. It went 100 to 0 real quick.
Combination. Nate Diaz. Taking it to McGregor here. And Conor.
Look out for the guillotine. The guillotine. Conor's in serious trouble.
Diaz gets the mount. My goodness.
He's got him flattened out.
Now he's got the back.
He's got the chin.
Nate Diaz. He has done it. It is all over. Nate Diaz beats Conor McGregor.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. By the full camp, I don't think I would have been touched. But he had some good punches and he landed them, so it was good. Good on his part.
I felt I took him the first round, but I was inefficient with my energy. But I'm humble in victory or defeat. I respect Nate, he came in. He was efficient. I wasn't efficient. That was it, I feel. It is what it is. I'll face it like a man, like a champion, and come back and do it again.
I've been on the end of many defeats in my life, and I've rose back, so I will not shy away from it. I will not make excuses for it. I will assess it and I'll come back. I'll take many fights. When the history books are written, I show up. I had many opportunities to walk from this fight, even after Nate got brought in, you know. So I show up if there's 170. You know, I enjoyed the test. I feel a little bit more practice. I could be aware. You know, if I was fighting a man my own weight, 155 or 145, they're gonna be KO from them shots, you know. So I feel a little bit of an adjustment of knowing that the opponent will be able to take more of it, and then I could continue to compete at that weight, no problem. If there's a fight there, ring me up, I'll answer the bell, no problem.
He doesn't give a damn if he gets beat. He only takes on the hardest fights. Conor McGregor, you call him a lot of things. You cannot call him a bully. He does not take fights that he knows he's going to win going in, regardless of opponent or location or weight class or even the style and the rules.
Defeat is the secret ingredient to success, so true champions can conquer that, overcome it, and come back. We'll show up anytime. We'll train whatever we feel like. So this one, it forced us to look at how we were preparing and do what we've been doing from the beginning, you know, focus, solid work. I believe I am the better fighter by a long stretch. I am more skilled. I am faster, I am smarter. He is tough, durable and big. That's it. I'm still gonna put him against that fence and I'm still gonna bust that soft skin up. He might have a rock chin, but I'm gonna open that face up real nice. I'm still saying I'm gonna go out there and slap that big heavy bag with eyeballs around the ring. And that's it. It's the same thing. You gotta win, you gotta go out there and win. But most importantly, I'll go out there and represent my training, represent my team, represent the hard work I've put in, and go out and shine in there August 20th. I've done it many times. I shine under those lights and I will do it once again August 20th.
Cut all the bullshit. I'm here. I'm ready to fight. You know you're gonna get a fight when I'm here. Make no mistake, it will be a trilogy fight down the line. It won't be straight away, but we will do it 3 times, 100%.
I've seen Nate roll with guys. He's a fucking legit, very high level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under a very respected camp. His cardio is outstanding. His boxing's nasty. So where's Conor shining?
I don't see Conor McGregor lasting the whole 5 rounds. You know, Diaz can last all day.
I think Nate's going to do the same thing. Just got to take him down and, easy fight.
I think Nate Diaz is too big for Conor.
I think Nate Stockton slaps his way to a win.
I think Diaz won this fight again.
You know what? I think Nate might get it again.
The way I see this fight going on again, I see Nate Diaz winning.
I don't know about would the outcome be any different.
I think Diaz might do this again. Actually, Nate won me 10 grand the last fight. He'll win me another 20, hopefully this next one. He's gonna whoop his ass.
Now the grappling community trying to say I can't grapple. But that's not just the grappling community. The boxing community say I can't box. The kickboxing community say I can't kick. The wrestling community say I can't wrestle. Well, I say to all them communities, let's fight. Oh, no. Well, only under this specific rule say. Well, there you go. I don't need rules.
I always say he's an animal. Like, people underrate his ground game, you know what I mean? I think he's gonna show how good he is on the ground. You know, he has a great coach, John Kavanaugh. He's a technician on the ground, like, so technical. I can't even explain. That's all he is. All he does is think in all positions. He's amazing, gi and no gi. So he's a very well-rounded jiu-jitsu player. Just hasn't came out yet, you know what I mean? But I feel like he's gonna prove it.
When he had the chance, because now I'm back and I'm gonna kill you and your whole fucking team. You and them bitch kids.
It was an important fight to watch because that was a guy that had just decided that he was not going to be defined by this one fight.
This was a hell of an important fight for me. Everyone from the media to the fighters wrote me off this one.
Conor looking for redemption.
Oh,
he rocked him.
He tagged him.
Straight left connects. Fight going according to plan thus far for McGregor.
And again with the leg kick. Nate's having a problem with that leg, Mike. He's moving on it funny.
That first round, in my opinion, was a 10-8. I dropped him, and it was a handy round, that first one.
Oh, tag left. He hurt him with that. Oh, he hurt him again. So far, just a perfect strategy by Conor.
I knew I was up against it, and I was thinking in my head, maybe this could be a mistake, but I said, fuck it, I train hard, be smart, learn from your mistakes, and go in confident, and that's what I done, and that's what we did, and I'm happy with it.
Conor's still breathing heavy, Mike. A much diminished fighter in this third round. Conor's moving away now. Nate is sensing Conor McGregor getting tired, and he's starting to put pressure on Conor.
Which is what happened in the first fight. Oh! There's the big body shots. McGregor's in big trouble here.
Nate Diaz weathered the storm, and now Conor McGregor's in trouble. Nate Diaz
looking to finish it right here, right now.
Tremendous pressure by Nate Diaz.
This was the beginning of the end in the first matchup.
But Conor's doing a much better job of defending in this round. Huge round for Nate Diaz.
You're winning the clinch every time. If your back's against the fence, hands up or hit your arms. You can slip and catch them on your arms. They're slaps. Close your corner loads of time. Rinse and spin. This is it now, championship round.
He was 25 to 30 pounds heavier than me. I don't care what anyone says. He was a big boy in there. He was easily 190 pounds. I was 167.
Conor re-energized here early in round 4.
His combination there by Conor. He seems to have caught a second win, Mike. Well, he's getting more and more confident as this fight goes on. Standing right in front of Nate and outboxing him here.
I tell you what, man, his face was open up and he's still just coming at me. You've got to respect that. You've got to respect Nate and the style of fighting that he brings. How can you not?
5 minutes remain.
This is a dogfight, ladies and gentlemen. A real dogfight.
Nate's all bloodied up.
He is, and he's having a hard time seeing. Mike keeps wiping his eyes. Beautiful takedown by Nate Diaz.
In the final seconds of the 5th round.
Wow. What a fight.
They left it all inside the octagon.
What a fight. Wow. Unbelievable. This crowd is on its feet. Those men just gave everything they had. And win, lose, or draw, that was an incredible performance by both fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. 48, 47, McGregor, 47, 47. 48-47 for the winner by majority decision, the Notorious Conor McGregor!
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
I'm not surprised, motherfucker. So after that fight when I lost, and I'm looking at all these people and they're all celebrating my demise and saying I'm done and this, it certainly lit a fire under my belly. Every single person doubted me. Every single fighter doubted me. Doubt me now. Surprise, surprise, motherfucker. The king is back. They all doubt me. They all doubt me. Doubt me now. Doubt me now.
Most people, when they get to the level that he's at, making the money, the fame, and all the other things, they get a little skittish. They don't take the chances and the risks they took on their way coming up. This guy puts all the chips on the table every time he fights. And believe me, I've been around fighters since I was 19 years old. I've never seen anybody like Conor McGregor.
The king is in town!
Everyone's like, what?
Look at Nate's face. Nate will never look the same. I came out brand new, had a bruised foot. I agreed to this fight. 10 days ago I agreed to all of this. And then, I don't know what was going on. Something went on with that other side. But I was chilling here waiting for the call, and then the call came last minute. I jumped on a plane, and here we are. So I just said it out straight, beg me. And they begged me. That was all I wanted. That was all I asked. You're here because you're the easiest dude in this division. That's why you're here. Look at everybody up here. They're all dressed like me. They're all trying to talk like me. They're all trying to be me. Everyone in the game wants this fight. This is the lottery fight. You're gonna wrap one on one shoulder, you're gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me. When I take that guy's belt, I'm looking around, I don't know what anyone else has for me around here. I might have to jump up and fucking drag Floyd Mayweather out there and see what the fuck he's at again. Here he is. Sorry I'm late, I just don't give a fuck!
Eddie said he was disappointed in the country of Ireland. What do you think about that?
Don't give a fuck what Eddie says. Who gives a fuck? The Irish are back. I run New York City. I'm a fucking pimp. Rocking Gucci Mink. And without me, this whole fucking ship sinks. I'm gonna give you a chance to apologize. You apologize to me. These big Irish balls all in your face.
We're out here, yeah? Blessed. I'm absolutely blessed. I swear to God. It makes everything worth it. It makes all the work.
But it's a long 25 minutes in there. I can hit you from anywhere. And that's what's gonna happen to him. He's gonna be shooting, panicking, I'm gonna be hitting him from everywhere. sooner or later he's gonna fall. One of those elbows, one of those shots are gonna dig into that soft speed spot into the temple, and that's all she wrote. Two-weight world champion, UFC history, New York, the Irish are back.
Come November 12th, you guys will see, there is no Santa Claus, he don't exist. This guy got 8 minutes of fighting him, that's it. He quits after 8 minutes, every fight.
Ireland, stand up. We're about to do it again.
Eddie Alvarez. Conor McGregor. Champion against champion. McGregor looking to make history. Here we go. First time at 155.
Most fighters are standing there with their English or their Russian or their Portuguese, their language, and they're waiting for you to ask them this question. But all of a sudden you come up with some, and there is no answer for them, specifically inside the techniques that you were taught. There is no specific technique to match that, and that's where he shines.
Conor McGregor that fought Eddie Alvarez to possibly be the greatest talent that I've ever seen. I mean, the pressure that was on Conor McGregor. He moved up weight classes. It was champion versus champion. I mean, the whole bit going into it, but then the actual performance. Nobody kicks Eddie Alvarez's ass. Nobody has ever kicked Eddie Alvarez's ass, before or since.
Pressure, pressure, pressure.
He's doing the Bruce Lee thing, in many ways, the art of expressing the human body.
Attacked him again. And it was one of those nights where Conor came out and he just couldn't miss. Anything he tried, any showboating he performed, any defenses or offenses he did, he just couldn't miss.
He is just genuine self, yeah, you can say, for good or for bad, but the style, the actions, he is bringing something very genuine.
But not enough to hurt him. Now they're saying officially, he got tagged. 2 takedowns, knockdowns, that might be the third. Nonetheless, it's been all McGregor thus far.
Especially the way Conor can defend himself on defense without really relying on muscle. He relies on posture, which is not tiring. But then round 2, they start separated again. The shot won't be quite as fast. The muscles won't be quite as energetic, and he's a slippery customer to try and hold for that length of time. So I think around about the 8th minute, that's when it'll happen.
This guy got 8 minutes of fighting him, that's it. He quits after 8 minutes, every fight.
Better here in this round, though. Oh, man. Until then. Oh, he's done. He's done. It is all over!
What does he mean? He means this language, you know, this is an arm, and if I don't perceive this arm as punch, elbow, but I perceive it as an arm, I am much more able to respond to what this arm can produce than through the technical language perspective. This principle approach is like a master key. It opens any door, while the other opponent is fumbling around with a bunch of keys trying to find the right key for the door. It's a principle, superior to technique. Principles much higher than technique. They produce techniques instantly.
It's almost bizarre how good Conor is.
Right?
Almost bizarre. The way he picked apart Eddie Alvarez. Almost bizarre. Like magical. That's almost the word I want to use.
Correct.
History has been made. Conor McGregor is the UFC lightweight champion.
What a performance. Didn't just do it. Did it flawlessly.
They're not on my level. You gotta have size, reach, length. You've gotta have some attributes. If you come in any way equal to me, I'm gonna rip your whole head off, and that's it. I tell her every time. Eddie's a solid competitor. Eddie's a warrior. But he shouldn't have been in here with me, and that's just. I've spent a lot of time, Joe, slating everybody in the company. Backstage, I'm starting fights off everybody. I've ridiculed everyone on the roster. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he wants. Honesty. Let me raise this motherfucker now. This is what I want to do. This is what I dreamed into reality. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. God bless.
They can say it whatever way they want. It's bitterness and it's jealousy, and they want to come get what I've got. So look, if you show me respect, I'll show you respect. But if you come at me with disrespect, I'll take you out, and I'll take your whole lineage out. So that's it. Show me my respect, and I'll show you yours, and that's it.
he fought Eddie in November the year before. I remember shortly after that we were at a function and I kind of pulled him aside and I shook his hand and I said, right, you're done. All the best. Enjoy the rest of your life. And he was kind of shocked that I was saying this to him, but I said, what else are you going to do? You're the two-weight champion. You've got out the other end of this grind, this meat grinder with no damage. You're in a very small percentage and you've made plenty of money. Off and enjoy yourself.
You're the boxing guy. I'm the boxing guy. Watch me take over boxing. Trust me on that. Floyd doesn't know. Not knowing this boxing game knows what's coming. Trust me on that. When I step in there, I'm gonna shock the whole goddamn world. Trust me on that. Look me in the eyes. 28 years of age. Confident as a motherfucker. Long, range, dangerous with every hand. Trust me. I'm gonna stop Floyd. You're all gonna. When's it gonna happen? You're all gonna eat your wounds. The whole world is gonna eat their wounds. When's it gonna happen? Get close. Don't worry about it. You'll hear about it.
How much time did you have to prepare for that fight?
10 weeks to the day. That makes sense to do. Nothing else was really making sense at the time.
From Dublin, Ireland, the reigning, defending 155-pound champion of the UFC, the Notorious Conor McGregor!
Baby, we did it! His little legs, his little core, his little head. I'm gonna knock him out inside 4 rounds, mark my words. How's this suit look? It's a cracker. If you zoom in on the pinstripe, it says, fuck you. One shot is all it takes me. Anywhere on the dome. Anywhere on the dome, anywhere on the dome. Keep your gloves up, Tim. I break the guard. My shots break the guard. Them hands already. Did they hurt more on the cold? Them hands hurt more on the cold. Did they hurt more on the cold? Make sure you get them massaged out. Make sure you get them massaged out. This is a real fight. You're dead always. So real fight, you're dead in 2 seconds. Fucking ones! Yo! For Voltron! Take them high heels off! What's with these 2 juice heads you got? What the fuck was that yesterday? He jumped up and he shouted, Voltron, Power Rangers! And these fucking juice heads can walk and stand up before me! Mate, 40 years of age! Get your fucking shit together, my God! We are 6 weeks out from the biggest fight in sporting history. And I'm 29 today. I get to quadruple my net worth for half a fucking fight. Sign me up! On the count of 3, I want everyone in this arena to scream at the top of your lungs, fuck the Mayweathers! 1, 2, 3! No. We can do better than that! When I count to 3, I want this entire arena to scream, fuck the Mayweathers! 1, 2, 3, fuck the Mayweathers! He won't do shit! You're 40 years of age! Dress your fucking age! Carrying a school bag on stage! What are you doing with a school bag on stage? You can't even read! You do something with that flag, I'll fuck you up!
And I will go forward and I will put the pressure on him and break this old man. Trust me on that. I'm going to outbox this man at his own game. That's how skilled and how much of a different level I am to him. You should have all kept your mouth shut. You should have left me over on that other game that I'm from, that more ruthless game where we bounce heads off the canvas and drill them into the floor. And you're all going to eat your words in there. So thank you all. I appreciate it. I look forward to Saturday night.
Hard
underdog.
He had a really interesting style, man. That whole thing where he was doing like putting his hands out there and papping them, and then throwing off speed punches and then dropping them in.
How about his angles were so good.
He was kind of in the MMA mode of just big shots and light the guy up, but Floyd's the best in the world of not being fluid.
Start for the Notorious one.
And I told you he's a hell of a fighter standing up. Kind of shocked me.
Stop! Don't do that! Do that! No hammer fists allowed in boxing. What is their game usually takes you to collect data?
Patience! Discipline! Discipline!
We played around with little stretches of the rules, and we'd see what Joe Cortez would pull us up on, and tie-ups and stuff. We were trying to use that, and we just got broke every time. We had very little opportunity to kind of, even going towards the back and holding the hip and hitting with one hand. I couldn't find anything in the written rules that were against that, but we were pulled on it straight away. So some of the areas where we thought we'd be able to rest and maybe make Floyd use energy that he's unused to clinch, we didn't get that. It was immediate breaks.
Gotta get better. Easy walk. He's going to try and drag this out into that. You're outboxing, you don't need to come way too early.
And he took shots early. I cracked him with the left hand and I saw him in a bit of panic, but he stayed very, very calm. That's just his years of experience.
Right hand to the body by Mayweather.
I feel if I got more time or another go, I'd get him. I'm telling you now, I didn't feel skill. I don't think there was skill there. I just think there was composure and experience.
I certainly brought the fight out with him. He tried to box, he couldn't box, then he was against the ropes and he abandoned that, and then he came forward Mexican style, hands up above the eyebrows, dipped his head in low towards the chest and started letting the shots fly.
Take control in the ring! Push him back, Conor!
Mayweather right away takes the fight to.
Don't lean on him, don't lean on him.
This is what we thought we'd see.
Stop! Bring it home! Bring it again!
Final seconds of the fifth.
And so exaggerated and big, he would get Floyd's back, and Floyd was very smart. He wouldn't turn into him to give him more of an angle. He would just cover up because he knew the ref was going to stop it.
Right.
McGregor flexing his thumb. He's having fun in the.
I got his back so many times. How many times was I at his back there? If that was an actual fight, there's no referee to say, hey guys, he has your back now, let's restart. You got to deal with that yourself. So if that was a real fight, I'd have been at his back and been landing blows consecutively, no problem.
He thought kind of good outboxing, and he was landing beautiful shots and he was moving really well. Everything we planned was effective. I got to give it to Mayweather. He switched it up, started walking Conor down and changed up his tactics. We expected Floyd to sit back and look to pull counter and stuff like that. But he tried to do that, in the first couple of rounds. Realised Conor was landing the shots and then switched up. Smart move. Hands high, elbows in. Walked Conor down, started trying to let Conor hit the arms and not land anything clean, but making Conor go.
Here at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, the money fight has reached round 9. McGregor looking for the money shot.
Roll back and you lean on it. Don't do that.
Conor's getting more tired. He's looking up at the clock, looking to see how much time's left in the round 2.
McGregor has never been knocked out in MMA.
Very nice one. 15 seconds.
And the first round that we have.
I don't think Conor was going to win that fight as it went on. However, Conor did have an advantage if they went in tight. He didn't even let it get there. That grappling, underhooks, what?
Yeah.
And that was where Conor was going to get his rest. He didn't have that opportunity.
Round number 10.
When you tie your shoe, you don't even think about it, right? Now, but if you have to think about tying your shoes, it takes more energy. And you have to think, and then you got your tense. I go, Floyd's just tying the shoes.
He's reacting.
He's just he's so good. He's been doing it so long that he's just got it ingrained in his movements. Conor has to think way more than Floyd does. And Floyd is constantly pressuring him, so Conor's backing up all the time, which wears you out.
It was just, I was fatigued. Let me get to the corner, let me go down on a knee or something. But boxing's a little bit different, so I don't know. But I give him a hats off. Fair play to him. He's a composed man.
Conor McGregor, you're a hell of a champion. And to the country of Ireland, we love you guys. You know, we talk trash. That's what we do. You know, when the best compete against the best, we want to be pushed, and that's what, you know, that's how boxing and MMA goes. You gotta realize when we in the press conference, when we doing what we doing, that's my job. He's the notorious one. I'm the money man, so we gotta get the fans what they want to see. When we had arenas like this, packed with 20,000 fans, we gotta give them a show. And a lot of people thought it was fake. No, we didn't like each other. We probably still don't like each other, but we still had to act like gentlemen at the end of the day. I can't come here, you know, after making 300 million, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't like you. Good fight, make your career go on. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to call up the notorious one, Conor McGregor.
It was a good fight. Thought I smoked him the early rounds. I thought I'd bush you up the early rounds, but I tell you what, you're one composed individual. You didn't get rattled. You tucked in when you needed to tuck in. I thought you switched up your game plan 3 times. I didn't anticipate that. Three game changes in the fight. That's what a true champion does. Much respect. You came with it. You know what I mean? I gotta give respect to that. I can't. If you look at the Diaz 2 fight, I came through that. Came back round 4, round 5. I would have liked to see the end of round 10 and see where it brought us, but hell of a competitor. Switched it up, kept the pressure. You've got to give your hat off to Floyd. A hell of a career. Congratulations. It was a good fight.
UFC fighter Conor McGregor arrives to Brooklyn Criminal Court to a crowd of cameras. The 30-year-old Irish fighter pleaded guilty to the reduced charge of disorderly conduct in exchange for community service. The plea deal resolves charges stemming from a backstage brawl at Barclays Arena in April, when video shows what appears to be McGregor hurling a hand truck at a bus full of fighters.
Hey guys, Irish only 6 million, Russian 150 million. I wanna fight with your chicken.
Khabib снимался уже 6 раз. Он снимается, у него там чуть-чуть заболело, у него там в заднице или еще где-то, он снимается. Так кто здесь чикен у нас? Кто боится, будет сниматься каждый раз? Что еще такое?
You cornered a friend of mine, another Islam, a Chechen man who had nothing got to do with anything. Slapped him and abused him on foreign soil. Your own people, you little rat.
There was an incident this week earlier with Khabib and Artem, who is very good friends with Conor. Conor heard about it and loaded a plane up in Ireland and 20 goons, and they flew here. These guys got down to the buses and started to attack.
A man who grows in numbers, but on his own, and when confronted in a similar situation, cowers away. He shit his jocks after doing something to his own countryman. That had nothing got to do with anything.
He was apologetic toward Rose, because Rose Namajunas was very upset. Obviously, Michael Chiesa, and he didn't know at the time Ray Borg was hurt too. You know, he was apologetic about the people he wasn't trying to hurt, but he felt like the Khabib thing had to be done.
Smash the windows!
The first thing when I showed up at that bus, I showed not my hands to let it know I come here unarmed, no weapons. Step off the bus. You talk the big game, now I'm here. He done fucking nothing. He sat and took a shit on that bus, hid and cowered behind fucking women, and caused what happened to happen. That's fucking that. He bought t-shirts to support the cause, nothing but respect. And then over on his neck of the woods, a man involved in something who's now in prison. Vladimir Putin locked him up for embezzling 150 million worth of money from the Russian people. Started to invest and pump money into his gym. So he started to grow in power. Started to gain this false power and started thinking he was a little hard man, tough guy. Then shit hit the fan with your man. He gets locked up and now there's not a bean left. And now here I am to put the nail in the coffin. That's how it began. He was a fanboy. Thought he was a little hard man after a while with some money like many people do. An unbeaten amateur in the professional game. I mean, he's fucking fought nobody. Absolutely nobody.
You come for money, I come for legacy.
I have money.
This is different. This is different.
Why you took money from Nurmagomedov? Hold on, you took money. You took money from Nurmagomedov and you were a little lick ass rat. Now what? Putin locked him up. Say something to Putin about locking Nurmagomedov up. Say something. Ask him to release him again. Ask him to release him. Now you don't understand. You mad rat. I'm real. I wear it on my chest. There's a gorilla on my chest. I wear it proud, mate. I don't lie about nothing. You're saying it's not about money. It's not about legacy. You're a lying bastard. When money got pumped into your camp by that little scumbag that's now in a little 8x10 cell, you thought you were a don. Now look at you. Now look at you there. Stay now, not a bean. You haven't got a washer. No money left. That's why I'm here now, because I love this game. I don't have to be here. I am set for life. Even without this, I'm set for life. I'm psycho bred, mate. I don't have that lick no one's arsehole for a check like fucking you. My family, my bloodline, the McGregor clan, we stood and we fought. We fought the English Empire, so much so that our name was banished for 100 years by King James at the time. I just thank the Lord Jesus Christ that man had not got the balls to step foot off that bus, because trust me, or that the bus door did not open, because if that bus door had have opened, this man would be dead right now. He would be in a box and I would be in a cell, and we would not have this great fight ahead of us.
Win or lose, will you shake Conor's hand after the fight?
No way. Fuck peace. There will never be peace here. I always say you should aim for peace. But if you can't aim for peace, aim between the eyes. And this is never over. Never, ever, ever over.
The king is back, looking to regain his throne. McGregor lands early.
The goal of round one was to get out of it still having energy. Do our best on the way in, fight as hard as we can, but if we do end up down, try to stay seated up. If we end up on our back, just try to play guard.
Got the ankles. As long as he stays on the ankle, he's good.
He's doing a fantastic job of defending. Look at him spinning around. Khabib looking to complete the takedown, and he gets it.
Man.
For round two, again, same plan.
He got lucky with that overhand right, dropped me. Well, didn't really drop me. I landed on the hand, but I kept my vision. My vision was clear. Yeah. Backed away, jumped up, landed shots back. After landing such a significant shot, the fight's let's fight now. Instead, he was afraid and grabs a hold of the legs.
He goes back and forth, and that's what's made Nurmagomedov the best. That right hand.
Wow. What an entry by Nurmagomedov, and now he has McGregor up against the fence for round three.
Round three, things started kind of turning a little bit in our favor. He did a lot better at keeping it in the middle, defending the takedowns.
And now Khabib's tired too, don't forget that.
It looks like he's trying to find his moments, but he's getting outboxed.
And that's where Conor can use his left.
There's the shot.
That's what his coaches, that's what they were talking about.
He stuffed that one. Oh, elbow by Conor.
I am an attacker, and my attack defends. But in this camp, for some reason, the entire focus was defend. Every round we would start in the training, I would have my back against the fence. I would have my back on the floor. I would always put myself in a vulnerable position. As the camp went on, I just came defensive. That's never been what I do. It's like, what? It still irritates me to this day.
McGregor fakes.
I have seen a man die in this game. I was ringside. I cornered a man who killed a man on Irish soil. The only death in mixed martial arts history in Ireland. It's a ruthless game. You have to be willing, because you can go in there and when you come out, you're a different person. If I could describe it to people, it's like entering a car crash. You're going into a car crash. The shins are bare, the feet are bare. You can strike with the elbows, the knees. It's a vicious game, and you've got to be fully committed, and you've got to be willing to go all the way. I make correct decisions even in there, even in defeat. I know when to live to fight another day.
Yes.
You know, so you have to be intelligent in there as well. Otherwise, you won't live to fight another day. And that's what happened in my last bout.
It's under the neck.
Round four, we hit another great takedown. Made a mistake giving up the overhook, exposed our back.
Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
I give my respect. Congrats, you won the match. Let's see what happens next time. I'm confident we'll get it again. Let's go again. I am humble in victory or defeat, no matter what. It's a sport at the end of the day, a gruesome sport, but it's a sport. So I respected. I was defeated on the night. He jumped in and caused this chaos and went to attack, but really, it was just.
What was he trying to do?
I don't know exactly. He was trying to just hide away when he jumped in, so he didn't really do anything. But I saw this take place. I got up off the ground and said, okay, now I'm back in the mix. Jumped on top of the cage. As I jumped on top of the cage, his brother came sprinting across and jumped up on top of the cage also to climb in and help him and join the fight. I seen him there. It was like a Christmas present. He was right there. I just smacked him right in the eye socket. And we started fighting on top of the cage. It got broken up. We ended up in the cage then. He was trying to get past the security, and I was just kind of watching everything. So I'm very self-defense minded. I have been through growing up, and I know where my entrances and my exits are. I'm very aware of my surroundings. So when the fight was breaking out, and I knew there was people in and out, that there was a lot of rogue people that I wasn't aware who was who's with him, who's with security, who's who.
Yeah.
So I backed myself up against the cage wall where I thought I was good. And what happened was two of his teammates ran and jumped over right behind me. And for me, with my mindset, it was fascinating for me to watch that back, because I got to a safe place. I was good. I got to a place where I was aware and I could see any oncoming threat and deal with it. He came right over my back, right over my back. But one of them, the first one, the Chechen man, ran in front of me and went over to the brother that got smacked and was like, what happened? I don't know what he was saying. Then he turned back and saw me, but I'd already saw him. So as he turned back, boom, I smacked him. He wobbled, and as I smacked him and rocked him, another one jumped in from over the back, and he sly hooked me from the side.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah.
And then I covered up, that got separated, and then the final one was the original brother who was on top of the cage. He broke free from the security, ran at 100 miles an hour towards me. He threw a right hand. As he threw the right hand, I threw a left hand. Boom. And there's an image, an aerial image of the right hand just whipping by my face and my left hand just landing flush down the pipe. The final blow of the night. So that's it. I win. The real fight, I like to call it. The fight I won.
I mean, if you look at what Tyson went through, every time you take a guy who is a professional fighter and you sprinkle a ton of money on top of it, get ready. Get ready for a disaster.
Conor McGregor punched an old guy in the head, all because the guy refused to drink of Conor's whiskey.
Conor McGregor could be in for the fight of his life. Sports director Chris Matthews joins us now with more on an accusation of the UFC star facing sexual assault charges.
Mixed martial arts fighter Conor McGregor arrested.
Someone stopped to take a photo of Conor McGregor. According to Miami Beach police, the UFC superstar responded by slapping the phone out of the man's hand, stomping on it repeatedly, and then walking away with the damaged phone.
My mother wants me to do it right, my father, my fans, the people that I want to give them a reason to back me, but how can they back certain situations? So I must understand that and grow as a man and make amends. To light the game up for the fans and to create fanfare and to see them disappointed in me, it hurts me to my soul more than you'll ever know. So retribution, redemption, respect, I will regain all of those.
Your lack of commitment is almost an insult to the people who believe in you. I want to give back to the people who believe in me and give them that belief, you know, and prove that belief correct. This war is not over. If this fight does not happen again, if it does not get reset, it's on them. They're running away. I'm here for the fight and here for the rematch. I know the errors. I know, like I said, the lapses in commitment that I've had in that bout. I know my mindset. There was a lot of external things. And since the fight, I've gone back to train with them and went with my internal dialogue, not the external dialogue. The dialogue of I can't grapple with this man because he's a Russian Sambo guy and he's wrestled bears since he's a kid and all this bullshit. That's external. I let the external infiltrate my internal and it filtered into the fight. But after the bout, I went back and trained with these people and attacked and I mauled them.
If I brought in a sparring partner, it's like a fight. He's looking to finish. If it's a training partner, a teammate, we're probably doing at a lower level. And
So if you bring in someone, there's no fucking around.
They're ready. They've got to be ready. And I tell them.
Really?
I will say to them, I say two things. One, he's going to talk to you. Don't take it personally. This is how he lives.
Right.
And two, it's going to be a fight. So protect yourself. Be ready.
If I had to say what I was too committed in the gym and not committed enough outside of it. The training sessions were too serious. And then when I left the gym, it was gone from my mind. I would go off into the jungle. And you cannot do that. You cannot be half in, especially in a game like this. And I paid the price for it, and that's it. And although I had reasons and I had injuries, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? What happened, happened. I know what I can do. I've done it before. I've done it before when I was doubted. So I'm eager to do it again.
What do you think would be different in terms of the way he approaches it, in terms of like trash talking and all that other stuff?
you know, the build up for Diaz too. He didn't stop. It wasn't like he was going, oh well, I hope I don't lose this time. And you know, he went in with the same kind of mindset he had, and I've no doubt he would go into that fight as fully prepared as we can, and he'd be 100% sure in his mind he's going to destroy him in a round, because that's how he always thinks.
If you have a clear picture in your head of something is going to happen, and a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know, it is destined to happen.
It's exciting, and I see what Conor puts into the training. I know how hard he works, so it's kind of, he's never going to lose, you know, in my eyes anyway. Definitely not. Yeah. Conor go training up in Rathkill till about 10. When FPG was up in Rathkill, he used to go till about 10. We just drive home, listen to music, and Conor was saying, look, one day, one day, I'm here, yeah, it's great.
It takes 66 days to form a habit. So right now I'm in a process of forming a new habit. I am going to bed early and waking up early. I'm a firm believer that structure is the true key to success. An example I will give you, the Nate Diaz 1 fight, my training camp was reckless. I was not structured. I would train when I felt like it. There was no set times. The Nate Diaz 2, the rematch, I went to bed at a specific time. I woke up at a specific time. So structure for me was the key to success in that one, the key to retribution. And that's what I am in the process of regaining now. You know, I've been in this game so long. It's so easy for somebody to do this once. It's so easy for somebody to train hard and cut weight once, maybe even twice, but to do it time after time, year after year, in these mega events. You know, the commitment and the lack of effort takes dips. So right now, I am building this back up. My hunger is rising. If they wish, like I said, my location, where's my location? The Ritz-Carlton. I'm in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel if anyone wants my location. Right here in downtown Moscow. So, you know yourself. Where is he right now? I believe he's out of the country. I fly in, he flies out. Typical of the Dagestani man. I wish to compete here in Moscow, Russia. We know that, this is known. We know what bout I am seeking here in Mother Russia. The people of Russia deserve this inevitable rematch to take place here in Moscow, and it will happen. However, I am not waiting around for that man. That man is a known pullout, a known fear of risk. He does not take risk. So for me, I am not waiting around. I would like to announce to the public the return of the Notorious Conor McGregor will take place on January 18th in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. That will be the beginning of my season. I am going to go through the entire roster like a chainsaw through butter. Make no mistake about that. Ask the UFC who the opponent is, because I do not give a fuck who the opponent is. He is afraid of the Moscow bout for whatever reason. I'm not sure. Does he represent Russia? I don't think he does represent Russia. Have you ever seen him raise a Russian flag like I raised the Irish flag with pride? He is running from the bout in Moscow. The public want it. The people want it. His own father wants it. He does not want it. He is afraid of risk.
Cowboy versus Conor. Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, welterweight.
I'm coming. He knows it. He's coming. We're gonna blow the fucking roof off this place, you guys. You don't understand. I'm so excited for this fight. So excited.
Cowboy has the most finishes in UFC history, most submissions. I believe he has the most submissions.
A lot of records, doesn't he?
A lot of records. Yeah. A lot of records against, you know, he's fought nothing but tough guys.
I've had my back and forth with Donald throughout the years, and as time has gone on, it's hard not to respect Donald right now at this stage, and he has my respect. And although there will be blood spilled on January 18th, it will not be bad blood. And for the Mystic Mac prediction, it will be a KO.
You'd be fucking stupid to think this man doesn't have a wrestling defense or some kind of grappling defense. So for me just to walk in and be like, oh, I'm gonna just take him down and submit him, get a fucking real life, man. We gotta go in there, we gotta fight our asses off. That's what's gotta happen.
I can read Donald like a children's book, to be honest. You know, he's a good fighter. He's got some good tricks up his sleeve, but we are well prepared, and we'll see on the night. It's gonna be a good night.
You could definitely say this is the to date the toughest battle I've stepped in against.
With Conor being, you know, the biggest star in the history of the sport, when along the way did he grab your respect?
Oh, just like everybody else when he started doing exactly what he said he was going to do.
He's had a year and something out from competition, but in that time he's been training and he's improving, so I think he's too slick and too tactical. Whether it's something that happens in the first minute or if it goes the distance, it goes 25 minutes. I don't see it being a war. I seen it being very one-sided.
I'm relaying my internal thoughts to my internal team, and that's been crucial. So we're all on the same page. Everyone understands everything, where we're at and what I feel and how, you know what I mean? We're all in sync with it.
I'm going to shine here on January 18th. I'm going to create magic inside the octagon like I have done many times before. But this is going to be something special.
Everybody's doing it this way. I'm coming for all of them in this division. It begins with Donald. Let's go. I'm excited. Thank you all for the support.
I was born in a country where people admire their great sporting heroes and how
Never in Cowboy's mind, in his visualization, in his preparation, in his sparring training, or his experiences in combat has he been hit with a shoulder hard enough to break his nose, which it did.
an old man who told me great stories of legends.
Well, team's gonna stop it and say,
Conor McGregor! Too easy! Wow!
On the field,
Conor McGregor announces his return with about as many style points as you could produce.
Ground and pound is largely chaos. You put the guy in a position he doesn't want to be in, you sit up and you just start throwing those hands. When Conor comes down, it is nothing less than amazing how calculated, how calm, and how selective he was with his shots.
supporting their team with the true sense of place.
He broke his nose with his shoulder and he pointed to his shoulder to show me he did that.
Wow. They come from the townlands, the parish, the village. Their banners they proudly unfurl. And the hope is the song they are singing. As the whistle it sounds and the game it begins. And the roar of the crowd echoes up to the heavens. It sends out a clarion call to the fields of
How good does it feel to be back?
Oh, you know, I made history here tonight. I set another record. I'm the first fighter in UFC history to secure knockout victories at featherweight, at lightweight, and now at welterweight across 3 weight divisions. Etch my name in history one more time for the Irish people, for me man back home. I'm looking to Vinc coming out with a win. Thank you, Donald. I appreciate you. You're a legend in this game, mate. And any one of these little mouthy fools can get it. Even that little fool at the desk, all of them, every single one of them get a job. Does not matter. I'm back and I'm ready. Look at that fool in his blading house coat there, stupid tick.
Congratulations, sir, on a spectacular return. It was an honor to call your fight. Conor McGregor!
And what an embrace there with Dyclan.
kiss me, darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears to smother, then not to reap the corn, leave where I was born, cut to snout that come to vanish, goes to Dublin, a brand new pair of brogues, rattling all the bugs, rattling all the dogs, on the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, he went in there and just unscathed, just completely dominated an elite world-class MMA fighter. You're talking about a guy who's worth $200 million, and he came out like a savage that has $2 in the bank. I mean, he came out like he was fighting for food, like he was fighting for his family. He's back to the mindset that led him to be the most popular fighter in the world. And it's just amazing.
Was hard, wages I required till I was nearly tired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hair and turn her down the rocky road, all the way to Dublin. Whack full ollie ride. In Dublin next arrived, I thought it's such
You won't hear a word out of me about him not fighting 170. Now I'll shut up.
I got to tell you this, Conor threw 3 shoulder strikes, they all landed. He threw a couple of hands, they all landed. He threw 1 head kick, it landed. This was impressive for me because Conor's been out 460 days. One thing that you lose is your timing, Michael. He did not lose it. I don't even think that was the best Conor McGregor.
It shuts up all the haters, it shuts up all the naysayers, it shuts up everybody that has a theory that Conor McGregor is washed up, he's been partying too much and he's left the fight game behind because he's got all that money. This, it doesn't need to reignite his career because his career was still very, very good, but this puts him on top of the MMA game where he always was.
He took a lot of risks tonight. In many ways, he had more pressure tonight than any other fight, including world title fights. You lose a world title fight, well, yeah, but it was for the world title. There was nothing on it other than I must beat this man. Oh, and by the way, I must do it at a weight class that isn't mine. Come on, this is Conor's night. I'm impressed. I'm blown away.
I achieved it all, right? I broke the game before I was 30 years of age. My coach says it's the worst nightmare for a coach if his student achieves it all. The money, the fame, the belts, all of this. What then to motivate me? I probably had to go through that and then just come back for the love. Like I got into it in the first place for the love. So, and you know, everything's a learning curve and you learn what's right and what's wrong.
So here's the thing about rituals and superstitions. It's another word for fear. It's fear manifested in a different way. If you need to do something a certain way, you need a ritual, you need a superstition. I need to wear my lucky pants. I can't perform without these lucky pants. And then your lucky pants don't show up or they go missing. And then you freak out, and really it's all just the mind tricking you. It's fear manifesting itself in different ways. So I could do anything on the day or any time and do what I do every day. Get in there and perform. The other athletes in this game can look at me and hate on it, or they can look at me and say, this is what works. This is what gets you in there. This is what climbs you up them ranks. But it's their choice.